Well, hello there. What's up, guys? Beastie here, and finally with episode 3, right? Uh, I meant to make this last week for obvious reasons, but sadly, it didn't work out that way. It didn't work out that way. But luckily, I did do some off-cam work. Firstly, I fixed the iron line over here. I branched it off. That way, we'd be making two separate things. Because the last episode, correct. Remember, this was still these 30 going into this one, only needing 15. So I split it going into this one. If y'all remember correctly, right? Right. Now, I also have this one going into this, making screws, because we're gonna need a decent amount of screws coming. So I figured I'd go ahead and do that off cam as well. Now we do need to keep in mind this is producing 15. This is only needing 10. So this probably will back up soon, but that's okay. We'll deal with that when we get there. Something else I also did off cam was fix the power situation ish. So if I open the power pole, I don't remember how much we were making last episode, but we're making a decent amount now. So that's always good. So what I did is here, let me come back here. So we're still using, the biofuel burners, but off cam, I got this right here, the chainsaw, very useful. Which then unlocked the solid biofuel crafting recipe, which is good, and of course expanded the inventory. So now we can craft solid biofuel from regular biofuel. Now, to remember, you get biomass, or excuse me, you get solid biofuel from biomass. My bad. So you can either convert 10 leaves into 5 biomass or 4 wood into 20. And then for solid it's 8 to 4, so it's 2 to 1. Okay. Alright. That being said, I have somewhat of an automated system going over here. So I have this one set to doing wood, this one setting leaves. So what I did was I went off cam, of course, and gathered a decent amount of leaves and a decent amount of wood. Have this going off cam. Going into this, creating the biofuel. So with these, there's something else that you have to keep in mind. So 60 wood makes 300 biofuel per minute, or biomass per minute. 120 leaves makes 60 biomass per minute. Alright. These belts can only do 60. So of course they're not really keeping up very well. And for this, you need 120 biomass for 60 a minute. But luckily I've been having that going for a while, so it's built up a good bit. But as you can see, it's barely keeping up because this isn't fast enough. Because remember, these belts only do 60 a minute. This needs 120. And then of course I've left this going for a little bit offline as well. So these are also almost full. So today's episode. Oh, and what I did is I have it going from this into these over here. Kind of made it a little bit more tidy-ish. The way they're working at 100%. I could probably add a couple more rows, but we're gonna keep it like this for now. Kind of compact, because hopefully we'll be at coal soon. Hopefully. Alright, so what we're gonna do is try to get these 3 things going today. Might not happen, but we're gonna try, right? But first, we're going to try for this one, which this won't take very long to get, but we definitely need these going. Now, our biggest problem with this, of course, will be these plates. Now, I can make 50 by hand. That's not that bad. But we're going to need a lot of these plates because to craft Mark II belts, you need those plates. So eventually, we really need to automate these, which we'll probably do this episode, but I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. What do I want to do first? Because we really need to get this going too. But I think we'll start with this. So let me make sure I have the stuff and things. Okay, we have that. We have those-ish. We have those-ish. Let me run over here and grab these things real quick. Because I know I'm going to need some of these as well. I'll grab those. Might as well grab some more, just in case. Just in case. Boop. Bop. Alright, so now all I have to do is craft these. Now, these are a bit aggravating to craft because you need screws and plates. So you need 6 plates and 12 screws just to make one. So with all of this in my inventory, I can eliminate 57. So yeah, automating those is very important soon. So let me craft these real quick for the thing and I'll be right back. Alright, I crafted a couple of extra, but that's fine. You never know. Alright, so
Milestone reached. Fix-It would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fix-It.
I won't, trust me. Alright, so this is gonna make things a lot easier because I think we're gonna need, honestly we're gonna need this as soon as possible, but that can wait. We're gonna need to unlock this next if possible. I don't quite have enough stuff, like I do but I don't. But we're gonna wait for that for just a second, right? One, because obviously we gotta wait for the pod to get back. But real quick, what I'm gonna do real quick is over in that section right there are 3 iron nodes. I forgot what purity. Not gonna lie, I forgot the purity. I definitely forgot the purity. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over there and see what I can do, like setup wise, to make the plates, the reinforced plates, because we're gonna need those a lot. Alright, so now that I've got a somewhat decent platform down there, and you see we have 3 miners, all facing this way. We'll see why in a minute. So, the platform's not the greatest looking, but it'll do for now. Probably have to rebuild and tear it down, all that good stuff, as we do. Before I continue though, so with the last milestone we did, we unlocked conveyor belt and conveyor lifts Mark II. Alright. So remember, the ones we're using now are Mark 1s, which can only handle 60. Mark II can handle 120. They double each time, each level. So we're going to mark that there. We're going to put this in 4 now. Alright, so now I'm going to replace this one. Because remember, this is producing 300 by itself. So now that's doubling the extraction of this. Still not keeping up because this only does 120. This does 300, but it'll work for now. And that's all that matters. Let me add whatever little bit of wood I got back into here. And leaves. There we go. Alright. So now power. For what we're about to do, we should have enough power. Emphasis on the should. I don't like the way that looks. That's gonna shut a lot of things off, but it's fine. We're fine. This is fine. A lot of things are about to shut down. It's okay. Put it there. There we go. Alright, we're good. Just want to make it look a little bit better. I'll fix that later. Alright, so now we're going to bring power down there. Now remember, these can reach quite a ways. But I like to make it look a little decent. Kind of do like this. That'll work. I don't want these to be too close together for something in the future, which we'll get to. Eventually. Hopefully. It's about this time I realize I just goofed. It's about that time. I'm an idiot. We don't have him unlocked yet. You hate to see it. You really do. Alright, no biggie. We have the stuff. Okay, that's good. This is why I did this ahead of time. Take that one just in case. Alright, I'm gonna need some cable. I just realized we don't have the machinery to do that because it needs this thing to make, so which we don't have unlocked yet because we haven't done the quest yet. But luckily we have everything in place to do the quest, so we should be fine. Hence why I started all of this early. You see what happens when you plan ahead. I just kind of forgot to do this, not gonna lie. Alright, there we go. This and that with some that. There we go.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Okay, so another thing we unlock with that is this right here, rotors. Rotors are going to be very big soon. And sadly, I don't have the things to craft them automatically yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So, what we're going to do is we're going to possibly, depending on how this goes, emphasis on the depending, we can use one of these, if not two, for the making of smart plating, or excuse me, reinforced plating, and the other one for rotors, because rotors are actually fairly easy to make. We'll get there when we get there. So what we're going to do is, first, of course, we need this to go into smelter. But remember, these can only do 30 at a time, so we're going to need to do 2. Alright, we're going to keep... I'm going to keep these Mach 1s for now. It's only 60, so there's no point in having that going. Let's do this. Do that. That looks terrible. That's better. Okay, especially now that it's splitting 30 and 30. Yeah. I'm gonna borrow from this. Bring you here. Now remember, these can only hold 4, so all that good stuff. Let me expand this. Need more concrete. I might have to hang a left with this one. I did kind of forget about that, not gonna lie, because of that. We don't have anything to get rid of that yet. Alright. So I might have to loop this one this away, which is fine. That's what I had to do in my last thing, I believe. Worst case scenario, I can just make it left. Alright, so now, if I bring out this. So this is making 30. Actually, I need to know what the equation is, because I kind of forgot. Let me bring out one of, not that, this. I forgot that's a thing. Alright, let's make a couple more of these. What am I missing? Screws? Of course I'm missing screws. It's always screws. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the equation for these. See, you can already tell the reinforced plates are about to be a pain. Let me make a couple and I'll be right back. Alright, hopefully that's enough. It is. Alright, so the equation is 30 plates, 60 screws. And with fudge. So 30 plates, 60 screws with, it'll make 80 screws. So with 2 of the things making rods, that's 80 screws. Alright, so this can be making rods. Alright, what I'm gonna do is this. I can't do that. Alright, we need to move it up one. That's fine. Alright, so this one can be making rods. Rods, 15, 15, so that's 30. Yeah. So that would be how many? So that's 30. We'll see. Alright, we only need... There we go. Do a splitter there. Go. Alright, now if I do 2 more of these, this way. So this is making 30. And screws. This only needs 20. So what's the equation now for this way? There we go. Oy vey, I need hang on. And 100. Oh dear. Alright. Cool. Alright, so 40. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something weird. Oop. That's only meant to be Mach 1. There we go. It's 30, and then I might have to move these. Yep. And if I do a splitter this way, Actually, just realizing I should have done this the opposite way. Yep, that's fine. Alright, and then with plates, plates 30 is 20. So 20. Well, and there you have it. Reinforced plating is officially basically automated. Alright, so I'm going to go over the setup. Do note, I'm aware it's not the greatest. Okay, so admittedly, this took me way longer than it should have. So, to start, we have this needing 30 iron plates, 60 screws, making 5 per minute. Okay. Right now, we're currently having to make 80 screws per minute. So the way we have that going. Alright. So we have this making 60. Splitting that into 2 smelters, if I can get there. Here, let me just use this. Alright, so 2 smelters making 30 each. Then we have 30 going into these. Remember, these make 15, need 15 per. Merging into 30 iron rods per. 10 go here, 10 go here. So technically we could be using a third one for screws, but we're not at the moment. We're already making too many. 10 makes 40 screws, so combined 80. Alright. But the other 30 is making plates. Now, the problem with that, 30 iron ingots makes 20 plates. That, if you remember correctly, that needed 30. So what we have is we're taking 30 from here, because this is also normal, so making 60. Haven't done anything with this yet, we'll get there. Taking 30, making another 20 plates, so total of 40. All coming here. So look back to this. So remember, we're total making 40 plates and 80 screws. We're only needing 60 and 30. So there's 2 ways, main ways we can go about this. We can either do stuff with power shards, which we'll get there in just a second, power slug, excuse me, and make this make more than 5 per minute, which we'll probably end up doing. Or we can unlock the, what's it called? The coupon thing, which basically takes in items that are like extra access, I guess is the same thing. The sink. So this thing, like basically takes in access. That way you're not like clogging up your lines like this is. And then what I'll probably do next episode, or possibly off camera, is make that other section over there for the rotors, because we're going to need rotors pretty soon. And if I remember correctly, rotors, they're just screws in this. So yeah, we can definitely do that. So I'll probably end up doing that in the next episode, which hopefully will be this weekend. I'm not entirely sure though. Now, because this is backed up until we fix it, there's going to be a lot of yellow over here. I'm aware there's going to be a lot of yellow over here. Ooh. We're also going to need to expand the power soon. But we're good for now. It's fine. No biggie. Alright. So, next episode. Let's see. What's the idea? We need to start working towards the unlocking phase 3 and 4 through the doing these things, the smart plating and modular frames and getting all of this going, because this is going to be very important soon. This is going to be important for pipes, which is very important soon. So that's next episode. Another thing next episode that we really, really, really need to do is get into this. Well, of course, why am I not surprised? Actually, I'll just come grab some from down here. So MAM research is something we desperately need to get into soon, like very soon. I'll grab these. Oh, this is going to be good. So, especially power slugs, we're going to need to get into this as soon as possible, because what this does is gives us access to power shards, which then allows you to overclock machines to make more. That does, now there's something to keep in mind with that. The more you overclock it, the more power it produces, or consumes rather. So do keep that in mind. The more overclocking you do, the more power it consumes. We'll get into that next episode, hopefully. If y'all do watch this episode, let me know if y'all feel like I'm going too fast. Because to be fair, this is episode 3. We've already got that automated. That's fairly decent. That's pretty good. Not greatly automated, but automated nonetheless. So let me know if y'all feel like this is going too fast. I don't know. But next episode, if we don't do anything else, we at least need to get into the MAM research. I'll probably double these. That way we have plenty of storage. That way if I do decide to AFK, it's not backed up terribly. So, yeah. Let's do that. This is Mach 2, right? Like, should be going faster than that, man. Guess not. Wasn't there something over here that needed 30, 60? Wasn't there something over here that needed, like, better? Just upgrade these just for the sake of it at this point. Just to get, like, this unclogged as much. Probably not a terrible idea. Yeah, see, that's already looking better in my opinion. Not necessary, but it works. And that's what it'll do for me. Oh, see, just upgrading that already has this done. I might have to do some more of that off cam as well. Maybe. We'll see. But I would say that's a fairly productive day. That's good. So, like I said, next episode, working towards this. Actually, probably just this and MAM. I don't want to try to do too much in one episode. So probably just working towards these and the MAM research, because this is useful, like very useful, especially for me. The main reason why I say that is because whenever you give it extra stuff like your overflow, your stuff like that, it gives you coupons, which then you could use the awesome shop for. And the main thing I use that for is it allows you to get like better building materials that like to make this look like concrete, or different paints and stuff, make it look better. But that can wait. I feel like getting the MAM research for power shards to make this better is probably our main priority. That'll also help this out, because if you remember correctly, this is only producing 30 and this needs 45. So power shards will help this too. So that's not a bad idea. to get into next episode. So yeah, MAM research and getting stuff ready for the project part, which probably will end up over there somewhere, being that we've already got the plates down there. Probably down there will be where we do that at. Not 100% sure though. I might end up ripping this out though. I don't know. We might just find another node, because there's probably, I know there's some iron over there, question mark, I believe, somewhere over there. Yeah, somewhere over there there's some more iron, so if we need to we can just go over there. But yeah, looking forward to it, not gonna lie, looking forward to it, very much looking forward to it. Did I ever say I love this game? It's a great game, you should try it. It's a great game. Just recently came out on console as well, I believe, so yay that too. Okay, I'm going to void this ore. Yeah, we'll do that. Get rid of some space, or free up some space, I mean. Alright, so remember, MAM and project parts and MAM research next episode. Looking forward to it. This is Biscuit signing off.